And one final interview we'd like to do today is the Last Days of Jesus Vice President. I'd like to welcome to the stage Miss Sarah Pickette. Hi, Sarah.
Good to see you, Jim. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. So, Sarah, you've been just probably one of the most steadfast members of Last Days for as long as I've known. Just the pillar of just holding everything up. I mean, what is her job? Everything. She does that so much. It's just amazing. She's just one of the members that we rely upon so much to get the production done every year. There are many members that help, and Sarah is one of the biggest supporters that I know.
Quite a compliment.
wanted to say that.
All of us pulling together, definitely.
Definitely. So how many years have you served?
Probably we started in 1991. Paul and I saw the Last Supper scene, garden scene, and then we were gone for the weekend, Easter weekend. And then the next year they approached Paul to play Jesus, and
Wow.
we hadn't even seen the whole thing yet.
Wow.
But we did a deep dive since 92. That's before we, that was at the very beginning, and we just did various roles over these years, and like several of us have been involved even before, like Joyce and Jennifer, and several others that have from the beginning.
It's over 30 years, 33 years or so.
Yeah, right. I know it's up quick. But the dynamics of how we all work together is what I really love. I love bringing people together and working well together, having that common goal of seeing the whole point. Why are we serving in this ministry? To proclaim the Lord Jesus. And there's so many people that wouldn't even put a toenail in through a door to a church for whatever the reasons are. But through drama and the presentation of the diligence, like Joyce and Jennifer with their skill and actually with us as believers, walking that faith walk, getting into the Word, but especially for the script, it's staying as close to biblically, the context as close as possible, right. But we're doing snippets of books of the Bible, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John together. It's just like, how do you do that in 5 scenes and roughly, 3-4 hours of time frame? But the goal is just like how the Lord just woos us, wants us to be drawn to Him, and being able to do that through drama, get that presentation, and let the Holy Spirit do His mighty, mighty effect on realizing there's a different way to look at life than how I've thought before, and even just taking that step forward, saying, who is this Jesus? And as you press into that, Last Days is just one example we can do in our community, which again is a very unique one, very close to the only one in the world.
Right. We were just
we actually, to go in the streets, be on public property, the community support we have here is, just working with people, it's all about relationship.
Yeah. So
as we walk that out in our daily life, as we choose to follow the Lord, there's always better in ways of doing things and how we can live it, be His voice through this pageant.
Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely taking it to the streets, and we're living that. So that's our mission. Yeah. So. And
I love every year too, as we draw a cast together, people that we've done this last couple of years, we've had like an overall director, and then have people work with that person to have the continuity from scene to scene. I think that's been a huge blessing for us to have that. But working together, asking people to be part in our community, drawing community together. Every year we have somewhat of the core, but there's always new people. And I so enjoy that because I'm primarily with costumes these last several years. And what I love about that is I get to see everybody, get to know them and put them with their costume. But last year in particular, there were a couple cast members that had never been part of Last Days before. And when they got their costumes, which are pretty pretty awesome. They
Yeah.
really are. And there's so many of them from
Some
the
are very
get-go in
elaborate.
1979. We've been taking great care of them and then doing some upgrades too, but as we need to, wear and tear and all that. But still, the excitement, and they just I can't believe how this, I look so good in this and that costume. Is like, you do. It's just amazing. And then to help portray their role because of those being in the costumes, and it's just so incredibly done with that initial vision that they had from 79 on. It's amazing. It just keeps on growing and involving more churches and people, and it's really exciting.
Yeah. So, Vice President, you've worked a lot with makeup, costumes. What are the roles have you served in during your tenure with Last Days?
Well, it's been a variety.
Have you ever acted?
Yes, I played Mary Magdalene 1 year or two, way back in the day, Weeping Women. I co-direct with Polly Hewitt, The Last Supper scene for several years. I did the overall director back, that was a long time ago, 92, 93, 94, 95, which was a definitely God directed, because I was shaking in my boots, but I knew I needed to say yes. The Lord was directing me in that, and that was such a amazing experience. But these different roles that I've done, a lot of us have done. I mean, we just have giftings and kind of like costumes is it right now. But having the different abilities to stretch yourself, as well as the interaction with the different people, and just understanding the different dynamics of how our pageant works. And it takes all of us. And we do have different giftings on doing stuff. And it's incredible how it plays out every year.
Yeah. Well, you've already told a lot, but is there like one or two experiences in particular from your time in Last Days that really impacted you? Maybe a story that you'd like to share, something that was just particularly impacting.
The probably every year, the two key things, and there's a lot. I mean, all of it I love. But when they sing the Via Dolorosa and they come out of the courthouse and start walking out, I cry every single time. And then as the drama of that transition from the trial scene and walking up Court Street, just
where Jesus is carrying his cross.
Carrying the cross, so right in the epicenter of everybody, the hundreds of people that are there, but from the end of one sidewalk all the way across the other sidewalk, just a sea of people, and you get the jeering of the crowd and just watching Jesus carrying the cross, the guards in their garb, and just the drama part. But there's been times where the solemnness of it, especially once Simon Serene picks up the cross, and then it's just, you hear the beat of the drum, just the dirge going, and the torchbearer. And so a lot of times I try to get up ahead to take photographs from the front, and it is just so impactful. After we get done with the crucifixion scene, taking Jesus off the cross, and that Brandon Lake song that Eric put on a couple years ago is just,
that's very impactful.
So amazing. So those in general, those are typically just get me every time.
Yeah.
But I do, I love also when we do live music. We try to do live music as much as we can, and the gifting of, the gift of voice or instrumental, whatever. The times when we've done worship before the Last Supper scene and afterwards, it's fantastic. It's just, there's so many different aspects to incorporate that really draw you in and just make you contemplative. And just really, when you just even allow, even if you're not quite buying into any of this that's going on, just give it a rest, just thinking, I'm just going to observe. I'm going to set myself aside, just take it in and just see what it does. And would be very surprised. This is when surrender is really where it's at, and I know I deal with that all the time. But when I surrender and ask the Lord to walk me through whatever the hardest stuff I've been through, He has consistently surprised me because I really did not know how it would land. And He has. It still doesn't mean that it won't be difficult, but I have a peace within me and I trust Him in walking that walk in life. And that's just the core of it. Every time we gather together, we just, as a unit, are unified to just surrender where we're at to what the Lord wants us to do. And this year is another year that He's given us. And so we lay down the things that aren't showing up yet, because He always has done something to make it happen. He's held back the rain when it's been raining all day, and just that little chunk of time for a scene. It's just like, here we go.
So do you happen to know of some of the characters and some of the needs that we have for cast and crew this year? I know one thing that we're still praying about and still seeking God for is the role of Jesus this year, right?
Right.
So we've had year after year someone dedicate usually at least a commitment of 2 years at a time to playing that role. This year we're still looking for somebody, right?
Right, we are. We've been praying it in.
Yeah. What are some other characters and roles that we need?
Gosh, I should know this right off the top. We were just talking about this a couple days ago. So that typically the guards, where we need a consolidate of them and a couple temple guards. I think the key role, I think we need John. I think a role of John and disciple. I'm not sure. I'm just probably some disciples, definitely. And always, the thing is that no matter what the key roles are, we always need crowd, and especially like for the trial scene, as we come through the practices, to really get the feel of an inkling of what it was like to have the journey going on, and just the pressure to take Jesus down. And it's just, there's, like with costumes, be wonderful to have everyone off the rung and on a body. That would be fantastic. So, yeah, I wish I had a list.
That's okay. Well, I'm sure, whatever happens, we have, we've discussed with the other interviewees, there's a kickoff that happens in January.
Yes.
And that's usually where we meet new people that are interested in joining this ministry and serving in some capacity, be it an actor, speaking part, or no speaking part, or working behind the scenes as part of the crew. So, that's we're looking forward to that. It's usually, I think, the second week or couple.
The kickoff?
The kickoff, is that
will be January 12th.
January 12th? Okay, great.
Yeah, 2 to 3:30.
Okay,
Sunday afternoon. And then we're going to start our first practice, trial crucifixion walkthrough, right? Read through.
Right. Shortly after that.
I know, it's coming up. Well, last year we were 3 weeks ahead. This year we're 3 weeks later. So April 20th is Easter this coming year.
Yeah.
Which is, wow.
Yeah, a little more time.
It's good to be here. Yes, that does help.
And then also we've added the new production every year for the past, was it 3 years? I think this will be the fourth year.
Yes.
So the new production up at Cirrhosis Park that takes place the second week in December, and that is a live nativity.
Yes.
And we combine that with a fundraiser, a bake sale, and a chili feed.
Yes.
So
we did that last year, and it was amazing. So we're going to be doing chili and cornbread and some dessert. Cider, coffee, and we're figuring out how many things to do, but that has been really fun. I'm just so grateful to Parks and Rec. They have just been very supportive for us to be able to use that space in the middle of winter.
So that's the counterpart to the last days of Jesus. That's the first days of Jesus.
Yes, right. We have to have the Jesus getting born day, get him to the crucifixion and resurrection.
In years past, we've had up to 4 scenes. We've had a scene where there was Mary praying and receiving the message from the angel,
right?
That she would have a son born, and then I think one of the other scenes was the throne room with King Herod.
Yes.
And wise men coming before him.
Right.
Then we had a shepherd scene where the angel appears and tells the good news. And then we had the final scene, which is the manger scene, with the crush, the Mother Mary and Joseph, and it all kind of ties together. The shepherds come from the shepherd scene and walk
Yes.
towards the
Really well done.
manger scene. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing.
Very good. Yeah, it's been wonderful to add that to our repertoire of getting ready for Easter.
4th year, so that's going to be
Yeah.
something to look forward to this December.
Yeah.
So, if there was something you could tell folks back home about why they should sow into this ministry, why is the Last Days of Jesus? It's a nonprofit. Why is it something that somebody should think about supporting financially?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're just 100% donation funded.
Mm-hmm.
And so what would be something you could tell people about why they should support us?
It's one thing about nonprofits that I know I support several, and Last Days being one of them. The message of Christ that we have for all of us, the growth, but to have God's door to heaven isn't closed. It's open to anybody that says yes, and He just does want us to be able to be that light, and we happen to portray it through drama. And this is just one of those ministries that is worth investing in because of that fact. It's very unique. It's community and involves the community. We have around 15 churches involved, and some people that the interaction of people getting to know each other and just seeing the dynamics, especially with our younger cast members, has been so wonderful to see them, getting together past the Sunday practices and things like that, and building friendships and working with other believers in our community, and that kind of investment to make it happen, which we have always had it for free, and the volunteers being able to do it. But there's things at cost, and which we've been talking about for put our banner up and using the high school, and there's just they have needs as well, and those are expenses that we have to keep and be aware of, as well as just the I think with well, even like getting a new banner, that was really an expensive thing to make,
Yeah.
So, and it's in our town with the wind is definitely the factor
That's a large
keeps
banner.
it is,
Yeah.
and it gets a lot of work out up there, but it's excellent. It's an excellent, simple but informative way to be aware of Last Days is coming.
Right.
But those kind of things that like insurance, and we have to have insurance anywhere we go. We have to have proof of
Right.
insurance, and that alone is, as everybody's experienced, everything has gone up, and so our working budget is actually fairly large. So, but that investment helps us keep on going and doing repairs, and we had like our costume trailer had a lot of repairs it needed with some leakage, and just keeping things safe, having things cover those drive over for the cords and stuff in the road.
Cable cards,
And
roadways, to protect cabling that goes across the roads.
Yeah, we find out, it's even our trailer needs new wheels on it. So those are things that just with wear and tear and just people staying safe, but being in the parade or, being in the front lines of being able to transport our stuff. And so that kind of investment helps us for sure. It's all for the pageant. It's nobody's getting paid. We're just being able to do the volunteering and word of mouth of getting more people involved. We'd love to, with our board and our cast and being that family unit, essentially Last Days family. It's great. to have that, be able to do it another year.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Sarah. Thanks for coming today. And again, if there's anything you can do to support our ministry, we would be so grateful. If it's joining us as an actor or a crew member, or if you have the financial ability to support us with a one-time gift or a continuing gift, we would greatly appreciate it. And it will make such a difference in this ministry to help us continue years and decades on to deliver this message to future generations. So all the information for donations will be at the bottom of your screen, and I'll make sure to get that link for you. And we really would hope that you did join us this Giving Tuesday, and consider or pray about joining us as a financial supporter. Thank you so much. Again, Tim Vergori, and this is Sarah Pickette for Last Days of Jesus. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. The Last Days of Jesus is 100% funded by generous donations from people just like you. We hope you'll join us this Giving Tuesday and throughout the coming season in donating either a one-time gift or a monthly contribution to help support our ministry. You can donate online at www.ldoj.org or by clicking the link in this video.